Yeah, welcome to another exciting video on this job interview series. In this video, we'll be looking at another job interview questions that most interviewers ask, especially when they are uncomfortable with the interviewee on the aspect of their longevity and what is this job interview question. The job interview question is, do you have plans for continued study? That's the question. But don't think it will come straight like this. The question is, do you have plans for continued study? But it won't come, most likely it won't come like this. Some ways it can come is, do you have plans for continued study? Because we know the more you learn, the more you study, the better you are in your position, the better you become, the better you are. For us, don't fall for this cheat, don't fall for this trick. When I say don't fall for this trick, don't think that we are asking this question because we really care about your study. No, one thing you need to understand is that every organization is selfish. Every recruiter has this selfish element. It is first how it will benefit them. Why? Because they are going to pay you money. It's because they are running a business. And that aspect of selfishness is not bad. It's not bad. However, you need to ensure that you appear to the interviewer, convince the interviewer that you are there to stay. So when we ask you, do you have plans for continued study, knowing fully well the more you learn, the more you study, the better for us, the better for you, the more effective and efficient you are. So tell us, what are your plans for continued study? Do you have plans for continued study? Please don't fall for this cheat. I have been in interviews and we have interviewed people, we have interviewed candidates, and so many candidates fall for this. So many are said yes, they have plans for continued study. They intend to go for their masters, they intend to do their PGD, go for this course, go for the other course. Why that is good? Organization knows that when such happens, you are most likely to lose your work time. They are most likely you are not. Is most likely you are not going to be with them if it's masters and stuff like that. So when you are asked this question, how do you navigate it? Of course, it's not a question that you say, no, I don't have plans for continuous study. It looks as if you are one that have closed mind to continuous learning, to continuous study. And please, also, I want to say this, it is not a situation where we ask you, do you have plans for continued learning? Learning is continuous, both formal and informal. On daily basis, we learn. But understand that this is talking about study. This is talking about study because study is something that is structured. Study is something that is structured. It's not something that is done haphazardly. So when we ask you this question, do you have plans for continued study, or what are your plans for continued study? How do you effectively navigate it? Knowing fully well that you are not going to tell us yes, at the same time you are not going to tell us no. This is a question. This is a question that if you come from the other side, you are hooked. If you come from the other side, you are hooked. So how do you deal with this? Now I give you this cheat. I give you this tip on how to answer this question effectively. Let's take for example, this question is asked, and do you have plans for continued study, or what are your plans for continued study, knowing fully well that the more you learn, the more you study, the better for us, the better for you, more productive you will become. You can answer it this way. Well, I have spent 16, 17, 15 years of my life acquiring knowledge, acquiring skills, building my competencies, and now my plan, my goal for the next 5 years, for the next 4 5 years, is to practice, to put to practice that which I have spent 15, 16, 17 years of my life learning and acquiring. Hence, in my plan is in the next 5 years, 4 years, is to put myself to work to ensure that I practice and gain hands-on experience on the things I have acquired. This is my plan for the next 4 or 5 years. However, I'm not closing my mind to continuous learning, but my plan for the next 4 or 5 years is to acquire experience, is to practice this my skills, is to practice the competencies and the knowledge that I have acquired over time. That is what I can say concerning this question. Thank you. And when you bring this aspect, you are indirectly letting the interviewer know that you have 5 years, you have 4 years to spend, and every interviewer will feel comfortable with you that yes, he or she can have 4 or 5 years of your time. He or she can bring you in, that when they invest 6 months, 4 months, 5 months during the probation period, equipping you with the necessary skills, with the necessary knowledge on how to be effective within their system. They know that after investing such time and energy, that you have more time to input it and become more productive. So this is how you deal with this interview question. Most of amateurs, most of inexperienced job seekers fail for this, and at the end of the day they think that the company did not call them because they are not good enough. No, most times you have the required skills, you have what it takes, but it might be that you have created a doubt on the mind of the recruiter that you are not going to stay longer with them. Always make them feel comfortable that you are there to stay, you are with them for a long time. That is, no lady will accept a guy who just come. No responsible lady, let me put it that way, will accept a guy who just come for mere time and stuff like that. That is the way it is with the organizations, with the recruiters. They want one who will stay, and that is why some of these questions are asked. And when they are asked, ensure you create that realization, ensure you create that confidence, ensure you clear that doubt on the mind of the recruiter, and you see yourself scale through within that job interview process. Thank you. If you value what we are teaching out in this channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button, like this video, give it a thumbs up, so that you can get notification once we upload a new video on this channel. Thank you.